KBW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester and Lake and Dew Russell. Cloudy day out there. Temperatures trying to work their way up into the 60s. And I think we will. We're in the 60s right now. We'll see how warm we get and how much sun we get as we go through our weather forecast here. But right now, nice day yesterday, ending with plenty of clouds, a little bit of light precipitation. Not a lot. I think the most that I saw was from up in the Bay City area where they had 0.15 of an inch. But many of the other locations, maybe a tenth, in most cases, less than a tenth of an inch. I think Hemlock registered a tenth, but everybody else is talking 200ths, 400ths, 600ths of an inch. That's about it. We're talking here in the immediate Saginaw area, Munger, Vassar, the Richville, Reese area, Fairgrove, Caro, Cass City, and Bad Axe had no precipitation over the last 24 hours. Seaboing, Pigeon, Chesaning, Freeland, just to kind of give you an idea, Pinconning, just barely a trace there. Auburn area, Midland, Ithaca, Gladwin, even over in Breckenridge, everybody looking at less than a tenth of an inch over the last 24 hours. Now, we're going to keep our eye on a low-pressure system over Texas. It'll be moving into southern Illinois overnight tonight. And another low-pressure system, this one is located southeast of Hudson Bay, well up into Canada. The two working together are going to try to give us a little bit more precipitation. That'll be later tomorrow afternoon and into the evening hours. But right now, Matthew, temperature-wise, what are we looking at?
Currently, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 61. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 60. Here, Radio Center, it's cloudy at 62. We have west winds at 8 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.99, and it's falling.
Yeah, kind of unusual to have a south and a west wind. We will be getting a little bit more northwesterly. That'll be happening tomorrow night into early Saturday. That's because of that front. It's a pretty weak one. It doesn't have a lot of moisture with it, but it'll give us some clouds, and it will cool us down just a little bit. Our projected high with a glimpse of sun, we're going to need it to get to 66 degrees. Our high yesterday was reached right around the noon hour. And as we move through the afternoon, that's when we began to see some clouds move in, hazy conditions, and then eventually mostly cloudy overnight. We are going to have a spotty sprinkle here and there up until maybe about 1, 2 o'clock this afternoon. But again, for most folks, that back porch is not going to get wet at all. Tonight, clearing skies, especially after midnight, 52 for a low. Sun will set this evening at 9:08, rise tomorrow morning at 5:59. Warmer, sunshine tomorrow, and that's going to give us 77, 78 degrees for a high. Should be a pretty nice day. Then later in the afternoon, the clouds once again will be moving in. Again, all of that because of a front that will be sliding through, a fairly dry front, but we will pick up maybe a tenth of an inch. I think a little bit more than what we saw over the last 24 hours, and it is going to be a little bit more wider spread, except for the west side of the state. I don't think they're going to pick up much of anything in the way of moisture as this front moves through. 48 for a low tomorrow night. Again, a function of that cooler front moving through. We'll have a northwest wind tomorrow night, 12, 13 miles per hour. It'll continue out of the north during the day on Saturday. Our Saturday high temperature should be right around 68 degrees. It could be warmer, but again, that front will have moved through, and it will keep us on the cool side of things, and we will have a north breeze, 20, 25 miles per hour, not out of the question for Saturday. So it is going to be a little bit on the cool side. Clear on Saturday night, 44 for a low. Then on Sunday, mostly sunny skies. We should move into that 72, 73 degree area. Clear skies on Sunday night, middle 40s. Then on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 80 is in the forecast for high temperatures. And it looks as though we're not going to see much of anything in the way of moisture. It'll be the second half of the work week before we have a chance of seeing any of that. And probably because on Wednesday, we will be looking at a high temperature approaching 85, 86, 87 degrees. And usually with that, you've got that increase in the humidity and a pretty good chance of seeing maybe a late afternoon or an evening shower. If we don't get it on Wednesday, and I don't think we will, I think the best chance is going to be on Thursday and possibly on Friday. Long range to take us all the way through the 11th is for our temperatures to average above normal for this time of the year. Precipitation values to be at or slightly above as well. So today and Saturday, we're going to be looking at temperatures below normal, but everything else tomorrow and then work week next week, above, if not well above normal. What's average? Well, 73 in the afternoon and 53 at night. The record high in this state set back in 1929, 92. The record low 34 set in 1930 and tied in 1966. A year ago, well, we didn't set any records then. 65 was our high, 46 was our low. We had a trace of precipitation. The warmest ever, in case you have any doubt, 29th of May, 1929. 92 was our high, 66 was our low. The coldest ever, you got to go back to 1947. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, busy day today. Matthew, who's on deck?
Up next, we have Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
And Lakin Do Russell will also be chatting with us a little bit. We're going to be talking about that farm bill. You know, you've heard about it. It's been kicking around for Lord knows how long, and some folks are trying to get it done. Well, she'll have a little bit more information on that. That'll be coming along. But before we get to all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. It looks like quite a few folks have been taking advantage of that special financing offer on farm all tractors. But don't worry, Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth has got them. Anywhere from the Compact Farm All A to the Deluxe Compact Farm All C and C Series with cabs. It'll do the job, whatever job it is. And the nice thing about it is they'll pair you at Weiss with the job and the tractor. You're talking anywhere from 35 to 140 horses on these Case IH Farm All tractors. And again, the special financing, well, 0% for up to 72 months. Or if you're paying cash, you get a cash discount. So with these special financing offers on select Farm All tractors, now is the time to put it to work for you. See them today. Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. We say good morning to Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Melinda, the last time I looked, it looked like the markets were a little boring today.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I see that. I see that it looked like there was some red, but not by much.
No, beans are down, corn's down 4, beans are down 3 3/4, and wheat's down 2. There's a lot of information that's hit the market this week. We had the crop progress come out on Tuesday and observance of Memorial Day Monday. Crop rating for good to excellence for corn was the first week reported, and it came out at 68%. Good to excellence, which is the lowest health rating we've had since 2019. But we're still not seeing a ton of funds come into the market. A lot of managed money still sitting on the sidelines, if not still in the selling position. The U.S. spring wheat is expecting its second worst start in the growing season in history after this year's planting dropped to a 55-year low. It's a kind of early to really know what that means and how it compares year over year, but there's a lot of news shaking out in the market as we're looking at it overall. We also had a big announcement coming out of Brazil with the bird flu, confirmed its first outbreak in a commercial flock as of May 16th, and as of May 28th, which was yesterday, 41 countries announced protocols to either a state, country, or regional wide trade ban, and poultry exports were down 1.7%. But the poultry ban was likely about 60 days on Brazil, and Brazil's the third largest chicken meat producer in the world in 2024. With 35% of the market share, followed by the U.S. at 22%. We also have that big, beautiful bill and the Farm Bill, a lot of things happening in policy as we move through. And we always hope to get a weather scare this time of the year, and it doesn't feel like that 7 to 14-day forecast is allowing that at the moment. It is getting hot and sunny in the areas it needs to be, and the areas that need rain seem to have rain in the forecast. So not a ton of excitement there either.
I guess not. So right now on the board, what do you have, Melinda?
Right now, nearby corn is at $4.26. June, same for June. New crop 25 corn, $3.80. Nearby soybeans at 10 and a quarter. New crop 25 soybeans, $9.67. New crop July 25 red wheat at $4.64. New crop July 2026 red wheat is $5.44. New crop July white wheat is at $4.84, and new crop July red wheat for 2026 is $5.64.
You take care. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend coming up, okay?
Thanks. You guys too. Hopefully we get some sunny weather out there.
I'll take it. Melinda Sweeney at the Andersons. Let's move over to Doug Klein from Oppenheimer now to get a look at what's going on in Chicago. Market Report brought to you by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. You know, they've got lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. They can be your hometown financial solution. So check them out. They've got locations all across the area. Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Market Report also brought to you by Steiner Tractor. You know, they understand how your life and job both stop if that tractor stops running. And let's say you don't put it to work, but you want to show it off, especially with all the events coming up this summer. Steiner Tractor will supply you with the parts to take care of that old tractor. New parts for old tractors, 800-234-3280, or go to steinertractor.com. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
What are we looking at now?
Well, NVIDIA had their earnings, and they were pretty good, so that kind of almost set the tone overnight for the stock market to be better. Salesforce had their earnings. I think they were okay, but they're still down about 15 or 20 points, so that's a thing going on. The market was okay this morning. Right now, the Dow Jones is down a little. The S&P is up 0.25%. NASDAQ's up about 1/3%, so kind of lackadaisical. You know, like I said, it started out okay, and then it's just kind of drifting at this point. Kohl's had their earnings, and they were okay. They lost less than they were expected to lose, so they popped about 25% this morning, but they gave all that back, and now they're down about 1%. Abercrombie and Fitch, another retailer, pretty much gave back everything from the last 2 days. Yesterday they had a big day, gave half of it back yesterday, the other half of it today, so nothing there really. So anyway, here's your numbers. The July corn is 4.47, down 4 cents. December corn 4.41, down 2.5. July soybeans 10.44.5, down 4. The November soybeans 10.31 3/4, down 5 3/4. July wheat 5.28 3/4, down 1.5, and December wheat 5.66.5, down 2 1/4. The crude oil is 60.99, down 85 cents. Heating oil is 205.42, down 3.4 cents. Gasoline 205.44, down 3.5 cents. Natural gas 3.46 1/4, down 9.5 cents. For the currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you $1.3810 Canadian. That's down 23 ticks. The dollar buys 144.22 yen, down 60 ticks. The euro's at 113.61, up 69 ticks. And the dollar's at 99.37, down 51 ticks. Gold's at 33.13.60, up $18.70. Silver's 33.23, up 21.5 cents. Platinum's 1,081, up $6.40. Copper's at 4.66 3/4, down 7/10 of a penny.
7/10 of a penny. Quite a difference in what it was a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah, she's a fast one.
I guess. Doug, hey, you have a good one, okay?
Thanks, you do.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Mother Nature's going to have her way with you no matter what you want. It's up to her to decide what's going to happen. And unfortunately for some, well, you need to be taking advantage of the good things and protect yourself against the bad things, because you just never know. And the Sarr Agency will help you with that. They're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get a hold of their agents for questions or emergencies on their cell, or you can call the office, 989-868-4722, the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. We got a deadline coming up, Lakin, that I think some folks just might be interested in. I know ACH Crystal Hybrid Seeds has got a program that they've had for the last few years. What is it called?
The 2025 Homegrown Giving Program is an opportunity to support organizations making a difference.
Yeah, and they'll make a big difference. How much money is in that award?
$10,000 is in the award, and if you know a deserving organization, you can nominate them today. The application period closes this Saturday, May 31st.
May 31st. And website to register?
You can visit achseeds.com to submit your nomination.
There you go. Again, deadline is coming up this Saturday. Lakin, thanks. We'll talk to you a little bit later. Let's check in right now with Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Craig, big anniversary coming up for the agency.
It is, Terry. Kind of similar to WSGW's as well. June 1st, so Sunday, is our 75th birthday at the Rummel Agency. We went into business back in 1950, and we're going to have a little celebration later in June, June 25th. I believe that's a Wednesday, so we're going to have an open house. So we hope those folks who are customers and the folks who maybe not customers, but will still come and visit us and give us a chance to talk with them then.
Yeah, so I would imagine if the weather permits, there's going to be a nice tent out there.
Yep, there'll be tents. I believe we're even having a special a beverage made by Frankenmuth Brewery for the occasion.
All right. Well, hopefully it isn't aged for 75 years.
No, I don't believe it will be. We are on our fourth generation, however, but still, I think the drinks will be much fresher than 75 years old.
You know, it's kind of hard to believe that it's been that long. But the agency, I mean, as far as the players go and the people in charge, they've been there for a long time, haven't they?
They have. We have a lot of experience. I would almost don't even want to add up that numbers. Mine alone is going on 20 years or close to it. So, and I'm one of the fresher faces there, I guess you could say. So, but
and I guess the key, the key to the whole thing is not only are you established, with the personnel, but a lot of folks have been working with the same person for a number of years, and that means a lot to people, especially when we're talking about things that might pop up, some disasters, and boy, it's kind of nice to have a friend to talk to.
Yeah, we do consider our customers friends, Terry, and you're right. We do try to keep the same people, in our organization with the same customers year after year, so that we can build that relationship, we can build that familiarity, and so when they call, we know exactly what they're talking about, and we've been out to their place to see it in person. And when they tell us they've got something new, we know what's going on.
So we'll mark that date down, June the 25th. Craig, always good to talk. You take care. We'll talk to you again next week. All righty?
That'll be good, Terry. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. We'll be right back.
I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet with some very interesting information for car shoppers. Right now at Cook Chevrolet Ambassador, you can lease a 2025 Equinox EV, that's right, an all-electric Equinox, starting at a remarkably low $175 a month. Is it possible to lease any other vehicle, electric or gasoline, for less than $175 anywhere in America? And right now, we also have a great inventory of gasoline Equinoxes ready to go. And please do not forget that at Cook Chevrolet, you can still lease a Chevy Silverado pickup starting at an incredible $212 a month. And Chevy Blazer still only $283. If you're serious about lowering car payments, you need to get out today to Cook Chevrolet M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and includes all rebates. $2,000 cash down plus first payment and tax due at signing. Visit us on the web at cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's that'll help you increase your yields. And, of course, expert advice from Vic Huffer. The staff over there, they know what it's all about because they've been serving you. Serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. That's Freeland Bean and Grain. Well, it was brought up about the farm bill, Lakin, and of course, the can has been kicked down the road quite a while. What's going on with it lately?
The Farm Bill has passed the House and is now being considered by the Senate. It has an enormous impact on American agriculture, natural resources, and rural communities. CJ Miller has more information up next.
Well, many in the ag industry are still waiting for an updated Farm Bill, since the 2018 bill has been extended not once, but twice. Pieces of a new Farm Bill are moving through the budget reconciliation process on Capitol Hill, under legislation that President Trump has referred to as one big, beautiful bill. And while it's not the whole Farm Bill, U.S. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins says she's glad to see at least some progress.
I know that Senator Chairman John Bozeman and Chairman G.T. Thompson on the House side, Bozeman on the Senate side, alongside our White House. And I'm so grateful to many of my counterparts in the White House that have made the pieces of the Farm Bill that we believe are so important for a thriving farm economy. The fact that we haven't had a Farm Bill, the fact that the last administration didn't get one done when they were supposed to, has been devastating to a lot of our farmers, specifically with regards to reference prices, et cetera. So we are encouraged.
And even though the budget reconciliation bill just narrowly passed in the House by one vote, the bill may also have a difficult time passing in the Senate.
You never know. This is true sausage making, but the president's vision, I think, is reflected in the fact that some of those key parts of the Farm Bill are within this reconciliation process. Now, will it get to the very end? We'll see. If it doesn't, we'll just move on to the Farm Bill, and the president's committed to seeing that through with our farmers, and I think we'll get a good result.
CJ Miller with Michigan Ag Today.
So you've been doing a little bit of research.
Yes, the Farm Bill's programs range from crop insurance and agricultural research to nutrition assistance and conservation. The conservation programs can help restore soil health, clean up waterways, and protect wildlife habitat. And the National Pork Producers Council president said that America's pork producers are one step closer to more certainty with the House's reconciliation bill passage, which contains necessary legislation to keep farmers afloat during uncertain times.
Well, that's good to hear. Hopefully we can keep it moving, huh?
Yes.
Lakin, thank you. Good report. Lakin Du Russell with a look at what's going on with the Farm Bill legislation. Jerry Samalski joining us right now at Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville with our plant of the week. What is it, Jerry?
Terry, Weigelia. It's a small shrub, or it can be a small shrub. Most common varieties are spilt wine or wine and roses. So the wine reference is into the red wine color foliage, and the roses reference is into the flower. It's a rosy red trumpet-shaped flower, maybe an inch and a half long. So hummingbirds like them. Anyway, they're just beautiful plants. They're easily kept in bounds. There's larger varieties. There's variegated varieties. Again, there's so many varieties of plants, Terry, but white Julia is a wonderful, easy plant to grow. It fits a lot of spaces and checks off a lot of boxes that you should be having in your garden.
And you've got them?
We do. We've probably got about 8 varieties here. So come on out. We're here 9 till 5 weekdays and 9 to 2 on Saturday.
Jerry Samolsky, you have a great day, a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week. All righty?
Yes, sir, Terry. You too.
Will do. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese. They offer competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Let's find out what's going on in New York. Teresa DeVoe over at Baird & Company. Teresa, what's going on?
Currently, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 69 points at 42,029, 339 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 105 at 19,207, with 633 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at $350.55, up $1.06. Deere 505.27, down $2.72. CMS Energy 69.12, up 36. Dow 28.35, up a penny. DuPont 68.33, up a quarter. Corteva 69.60, down 72. General Motors 48.21, up 8. Trinzio 270, down 13. Walmart 97.33, up a dime. Huntington Bank 15.60, up 4. Independent Bank 30.53, up 15, and AT&T at 27.32, down 18.
Teresa, thank you. You have a great day, okay?
You as well.
Will do. We'll be right back.
There are 2 types of to-dos. To-dos you want to do and to-dos you gotta do. Hopping on your Coyote tractor to plow a little patch of heaven on your land is a want-to-do. But flossing before a dentist appointment so they don't suspect that flossing is a never-do? That's a gotta-do. For all the to-dos you want to do, check out the many models of hardworking Coyote, CS, CX, and CK tractors. Available with up to 72 months financing at 0.99%. For the gotta-dos? Well, Godspeed. Coyote, we dig dirt. For all of your Coyote needs, stop into CMR Tractors in Millington today or visit them online at cmrtractors.com. CMR Tractors is your local Coyote dealer.
Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw. Quality parts and service at very competitive prices for well over 45 years. 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. Back at 12:30 with an update. We now conclude with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm Steve Kathan. The Trump administration says it will challenge the U.S. Court of International